In a major revamp in the Nagaland State Cabinet, Chief Minister Nltv decides to take back Ministry of Road and Bridges from DYCM and senior BJP leader Yang Paton. NDPP President decision Chingwang Konyak informed Nltv decision taken on the backdrop of negotiation between NDPP and BJP. In a reshuffle, Nagaland government reassigned Advisor of Law and Justice and SCERT Department H. Chubachang to Road and Bridges Department. KT Shukalo assigned as Advisor to SCERT as part of his assignment of School Education Department. The Government of India interlocutor for the Indo-Naga peace talk Amit Shah hold a closed-door meeting with NSC and IM leader to bring a solution to Naga peace talk at the police complex in Chumukidima on Friday. Another session scheduled to be held at the same venue on Saturday. ENSF withdraws agitation. Eastern Naga Student Federation call off its agitation for inclusion of exempted department and posts under NSSB on Friday, as state government issue official letter citing to meet their demands. Federation further appeals state government to expedite process in making NSSB operational at earliest. Government directive, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting direct news channel refrain from publishing and transmitting any violative content under Cable Television Network Regulation Act 1995. The ministry advises private television channels to avoid sensational and provocative coverage of the Northwest Delhi violence under Ukraine-Russia conflict. Hello and welcome to Nagaland TV. This is your anchor Rovinya Lama and you're watching English Prime Time. The news in details. A big news has emerged in Nagaland politics. It has been learned that as part of a major revamp in the Nagaland State Cabinet, Chief Minister Nltv has decided to take back Ministry of Roads and Bridges from DYCM and senior BJP leader Yang Paton. NDPP President Chingwang Konyak, while speaking to Nltv, confirmed the development. Konyak, while speaking over phone, said that the NDPP and BJP, the two parties which form an alliance and formed the government in 2018, had a meeting the day before yesterday, and there the decision to give road and bridges portfolio to a NDPP legislature was taken. He further informed that this arrangement has been made when NDPP supported the BJP candidate as Pangno Konyak candidature for the lone RS seat from Nagaland in the recently concluded. Konyak said beside the CM portfolio, no major portfolios were given to the NDPP in the current UDA government. So accordingly, the arrangement has been made. The government of Nagaland has notified to relieve and reassign the advisor S. Chubachang and KT Shukalo from the respective department of the government of Nagaland with immediate effect. The notification issued on 23rd April stated that the advisor of Law and Justice and SCERT S. Chubachang is assigned with the Department of Roads and Bridges. Meanwhile, the advisor to SCERT KT Shukalo has been assigned as advisor with SCERT as part of his assignment of School Education Department. The Government of India interlocutor for the Indo-Naga peace talk Amit Shah had a closed-door meeting with NSC and IM leaders at a police complex in Chumukidima on April 22. Reportedly, the meeting was mainly focused on how to bring a solution to the Naga peace talk that was clearly dragged on for too long. During the meeting, the NSC and IM pointed out that peoples are getting restless waiting for the long-awaited Naga political solution. According to sources, another session is scheduled to be held at a Chumukidima police complex on April 23. It may be mentioned that Friday's meeting come a day after the Government of India interlocutor met with a working committee of Naga National Political Group on April 21. The Eastern Naga Student Federation has called off its democratic indefinite agitation, which started on 21st April 2022 at Nagaland Civil Secretariat, Kohima, regarding inclusion of exempt department and polls on the second day. The ENSF issued a press release on Friday wherein it stated that after receiving official letter from the state government on April 22, it has decided to call off its agitation. Notably, the cabinet held a sitting on 21st April where it agreed in principle for incorporation of exempt department and posts as demanded by the ENSF under the NSSB Regulation 2020. Furthermore, the Federation acknowledged the government of the day led by Chief Minister Nltv for considering the legitimate demand placed by ENSF in the larger interests of the aspirant in particular and the Nagas in general. The Federation further appealed the state government to expedite the process in making NSSB operational at the earliest possible time. The Regional Transport Authority of Kohima has issued a revised taxi fare chart on Saturday. The chart comes following the National Student Union of India written request to the chairman of RTA of Kohima. The NSUI submitted a letter to the chairman of RTA on Friday, wherein it pointed out that there is no definite or uniform rate for taxis and other public transportation services, and that several public transport operating in Kohima are charging exorbitant transport fares. The student union requested the authority to permit students in uniform to avail certain discount. Notably, the authority informed that latest fare will be calculated in terms of base rates, which will be 80 per base rate plus 42 per kilometer. The Hurong Village Student Union has expressed exasperation and disappointment over the lackadaisical attitude of the Nagaland government and the state school education department in addressing the grievances put forward by the union through a number of platforms. The union issued a press release on April 22, wherein it pointed out that the education department has ignored and delayed their genuine demands. The union further accused the principal director of school education of turning a blind eye to the demand of immediately revoking the NOC issued to Asiba Sangtam, graduate teacher of English who is deputed as EPRC coordinator Kifiri, and to provide mathematics and science teacher respectively. It also reminded the school education department that the NOC was issued to Asiba Sangtam on the condition that he should be reverted back to his present place of posting as and when the school requires him. The union further maintained that the school requires his service now and therefore the department should not delay the urgent requirement. It also brings to the department notice that the GMS school at Hurong village deserves to get the required number of teachers as it has enough strength of students. The union thereby stated that it will not concede to delay tactic on any manners. The departmental review meeting with the Department of Information Technology and Communication and the Department of Power was held on 22nd April 2022 at the Chief Secretary Conference Hall. The team of senior government officials led by the Chief Secretary J. Alam discussed at length with officials of both departments issues related to the day-to-day activities as well as the project currently being undertaken and problem, if any, that are hampering the smooth functioning of the two departments. LT and C department highlighted the important activities currently being undertaken by the department like the State Data Center, which hosts the websites and application of 70 departments, the online inner line permit, common service centers across the state. Chief Secretary and his team met a proposal to phase out the manual process of issuing inner line permit and scheduled caste and scheduled tribe certificates and to make the whole process digital within a time period of 3 to 4 month. The Department of Power also presented a very detailed report of its activities and projects currently being undertaken and also projects that are yet to be approved. The department also expressed that the biggest problem it was facing was the shortage of manpower in carrying out a maintenance work, which is in fact one of the most vital functions of the department. The Power Department of Nagaland has informed that there will be shutdown of the 11th kV Dimapur B feeder from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. on April 23 and 24. Notably, this is being done for installing of the 132 kV Dimapur Imphal transmission line. The department also informed that 4 colonies, namely Ikishe, Dimapur B, part of Sovima and part of Tiluku, will be affected by the shutdown. Furthermore, the department has asked the affected consumer to bear with the inconveniences. A day after observing Earth Day, Tobu Town Baptist Church Youth Organization conducted a social work on 23rd April to keep Tobu Town clean. The social work led by Tobu Town Baptist Church Youth Director Yole Chingyik began the cleaning from Tobu Police Point to ADC office Tobu. A short word on say no to plastic and yes to healthy life was said by the director before the start of the social work. In his speech, he mentioned that it's not just one responsibility, but a duty of the citizen to keep the town clean. The director further asserted that cleanliness is the only way to avoid all forms of unexpected diseases.
And yes to healthy life. Say no to plastic and yes to healthy life. To robo amikan la town eda ba bili amikan pisi amikan laga town to safa bar rakhiyo pare amikan idu gani. Once again, I'm so grateful to all of you that whoever have turned up for today's the cleanliness drive.
Advisor Law and Justice and SCRT S. Chibachang on 22nd April 2022 laid the foundation stone of District Court Complex and inaugurated the Judicial Officer Quarter at Mon. Speaking at the event, Chung stated that there should be a balance between customary law and the judicial system for smooth functioning and proper delivery of justice in the society. He stressed on the importance of legal awareness among the Naga society. MLA and Tongwang Konyak stated that the district court complex was a long overdue aspiration of the people of Mon and thanked the department for marking the start of the project with the laying of the foundation stone. He expressed hope that the project would be completed soon and also improve the justice delivery system in the district. Elder College has organized its first ever Elder Fest at the college campus on Saturday. Notably, the two-day festival was jointly initiated and organized by Student Council and management, wherein the teachers and students opened different jewelries and food stalls. It may be mentioned that Inter-College Naga Wrestling was the highlight of the event. Notably, the Inter-College Naga Wrestling competition was organized in partnership with Naga Wrestling Association with the aim to strengthen the relationship between the colleges.
This is the first edition of Elder Fest 2022 and it is a two-day event. The idea was brought out by the SCSU in order to make it more inclusive. The SCSU along with the administrator, management and faculty together. And the main objective is to give students the opportunities to identify their interests and skill in different fields. It is also meant to foster relationship with other colleges. By organizing this fest, we also plan to bring together our huge alumni base. The first inter-college wrestling is being organized in partnership with Nagaland Wrestling Association. We hope to take it to a higher level in the coming years. This year we have wrestler participants from different colleges in Kohima. We encourage and invite colleges from different parts of Nagaland to come and participate in Elder Phase in the coming years. Lastly, we especially thank Nagaland Wrestling Association for their partnership with us, the Abdon Mag for his participation, all our sponsors for making this phase a meaningful and...
The basketball tournament organized by JV Foundation comes to an end. The final match was played between Team Orca and Knitters, who are both from Kohima. Team Orca won the game by a total of 69 points, while Knitter could not secure 59. Both teams were handed certificate along with a cash prize of Rs 1 lakh for the winners and 50,000 for the runners-up. The winner were also handed medals for their achievement. The JV Foundation Director Vikaito Yaptomi during the closing ceremony stated that the foundation is looking forward to put another tournament in the coming years and that everyone is welcome to participate. The tournament saw turn up of 14 teams in total.
I have said enough during the opening ceremony, but since I am given the privilege, I want to just put in some few words, especially of thanks to the organizers. Firstly, I want to congratulate the JB Foundation for hosting this tournament so well. I think this is one of the premier basketball tournaments in Nagaland, and I believe, as time goes on, it will become even more popular in the Northeast. And so this is my dream, and I hope that the JB Foundation will take this game forward, not only tournament, but in the area of coaching in the days to come. I am sure the director of JB Foundation will put in a word for the referees, but on behalf of NBA, I want to especially thank the referees from Meghalaya Basketball Association, Yolinda, William, and Webley. They all did their job wonderfully, and so special thanks to them on behalf of NBA, and also to my friends, brothers Tia and Imti Amri, for doing the work on the table so well. On the lighter side, I think it's time for us to retire. We are oversized and overaged. We want young referees to come up soon. And so, I was told by Salio, I think the captain of Taurus as well as Nagaland team, that he wants to, give the exam for refereeing, in the next nationals. And so I want, young senior players to come forward to take up officiating so that basketball will grow, faster.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh arrived in Assam on April 23 to attend an award ceremony and to honour the sacrifices of soldiers who took part in the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War at Srimanta Sankardev Kalakshetra, Guwahati. Singh in his speech made a statement on ASPA and said that the central government is working to reduce the footprint of the Armed Forces Special Power Act ASPA in the entire Northeast. He also stated that recently ASPA was completely removed from 23 districts of Assam. He further stated that ASPA was removed from 15 police stations in Manipur and Nagaland. Notably, Singh is also set to attend the 7th India Industrial Fair UDYAM 2022 at the Veterinary Field, Khanapara in Guwahati.
मुझे याद है कि मेघालय और अरुणाचल में आर्म्ड फोर्सेज स्पेशल पावर एक्ट जो लगा हुआ था, जब मैं जाता था लोगों की मांग होती थी कि साहब आर्म्ड फोर्सेज स्पेशल पावर एक्ट अब समाप्त किया जाना चाहिए, उस समय समाप्त किया था। और इस बार जो हमारे अमित जी गृह मंत्री बने हैं, और उसमें मैं राज्य सरकारों का भी कंट्रीब्यूशन मानता हूं कि असम के 23 जिलों में से अप्सपा पूरी तरह से हटा दिया गया, यही है ना। और मणिपुर और नागालैंड के भी 15 ऐसे वो पुलिस स्टेशन हैं जहां से भी हटा लिया गया है। और यह जो अप्सपा हटाया जा रहा है, मैं समझता हूं कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में ड्यूरेबल पीस और स्टेबिलिटी जो आ रही है, उसी के कारण ये अफवाह हटाने की स्थिति पैदा हुई है। और इसलिए इसके लिए मैं नॉर्थ ईस्ट के मुख्यमंत्रियों की जितने भी सराहना की जाए कम है।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah arrived at Patna Airport on Saturday on a one-day visit to Bihar. He was received by Chief Minister Nitish Kumar at the airport. Shah spent the whole day in Bihar and engaged in public and political events, beginning with a program to honor freedom fighter Babu Veer Kunwar Singh Vijay Utsav. Shah also visited the Jamuhar area in Bihar, Sasaram in Rohtas district to participate in the first convocation address of Gopal Narayan Singh Vishwa Vidyalaya. Notably, Shah Bihar's visit is part of his three-day visit to Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Puducherry that began on Friday. The Livingstone Foundation International School and College has organized its annual Graduation Day ceremony of 2022 on Saturday. During the annual Graduation Day, Dr. Andrew Ahotosema, president of NPP, released his book 3C SOS, The Final Answer. Notably, Tamjan Imnalong, the Ministry of Higher and Technical Education and Tribal Affairs, Government of Nagaland, graced the program as the special guest. Imnalong, in his speech, talked about the new educational policy. Moreover, popular singer and songwriter Alobo Naga also performed a beautiful melody during the program. Total of 96 students of class 12 graduated, out of which 11 are from science stream, 65 from arts and 20 from commerce. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has directed the news channel to immediately refrain from publishing and transmitting any content which is violative of the program code under the Cable Television Network Regulation Act 1995. The ministry has issued an advisory on April 23 wherein it has advised private television channels to avoid sensational and provocative coverage of the Northwest Delhi violence and the Ukraine-Russian conflict. The advisory announced that no program should be carried in the cable service which offend against good taste or decency, contains criticism of friendly countries, attack on religious or communities, or visuals or words contemptuous of religious group, or which promote communal attitudes, anything obscene, defamatory, deliberate, false and suggestive, innuendo and half-truth. The ministry also warned the channels and the anchors over issues instigating statement and derogatory references while broadcasting debates. ADHOC school teachers in Meghalaya on Friday announced its indefinite non-cooperation movement following the government failure to address the demands put up by the union. The federation stated that they will host the rally in Shillong as its non-cooperation movement to mount pressure on Conrad Sangma lead government. The union has intensified their agitation from yesterday. The agitating teachers are demanding that the salary of the teachers in ADHOC school be increased and their services upgraded to a deficit system. The president of the FASTOM during a meeting stated that during a meeting with the director of school education and literacy, an agreement was reached to the proposal of the ADHOC teachers for enhancement of their salaries by rupees 18,000 besides a 5% increment. The teachers from different parts of the state, some from remote areas of Garo Hills and other regions, came for the protest. They first stayed outside the Meghalaya Board of School Education office at Lachu Miri, and from there many stayed outside the secretariat. As of now, there are 7,670 ADHOC school teachers across the state. The government has appointed Suman K. Beri as the new vice chairman of NITI Aayog on April 22, following the sudden resignation of Rajiv Kumar. According to the official order, Mr. Beri will take charge from May 1, 2022. As per the order, Mr. Kumar's resignation has been accepted and he would be relieved from the post with effect from April 30. Notably, Mr. Kumar, an eminent economist, took over as vice chairman of NITI Aayog in August 2017. Mr. Kumar played a key role in NITI Aayog policy making with focus on agriculture, asset monetization, disinvestment, aspirational district program, and electric vehicles. He was also a senior fellow at the Center for Policy Research, CPR. On the other side, the new VC, vice chairman, earlier served as DG of NCA and was also the member of the Prime Minister Economic Advisory Council, Statistical Commission and the Reserve Bank of India Technical Advisor Committee on Monetary Policy. The Bangladesh Commerce Minister Tipu Munshi arrived in Oswald on Friday on a 3-day visit to the northeastern state. Notably, the Bangladeshi minister along with 8 officials were received by the state commerce and industry minister along with other officials at the Lon Langpui airport. During his visit, Munshi would have a joint inspection of a few projects for a border threat between Mizoram and Bangladesh at the Indo-Bangladesh border, following which the minister will visit the proposed border hut at Silsuri village in western Mizoram, Mamit district, and an integrated checkpost of Kaupu Chuang in Lungli district in the southern part of the state on the Indo-Bangladesh border on Saturday. India and UK called on Taliban to allow girls to return to secondary school. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his UK counterparts Boris Johnson have expressed their serious concern about the humanitarian situation in Afghanistan, violation of human rights and the hampered access of girls and women to education. Prime Minister Modi acknowledged the role of the UK in co-hosting the UN Afghanistan conference for the humanitarian response on March 31. Meanwhile, Johnson also acknowledged the role played by India in providing medical and food grain assistance to the people of Afghanistan. Both sides hence agreed to continue to provide immediate humanitarian assistance to the people of Afghanistan and reiterated the need for a representative and inclusive political system in support of a peaceful, secure and stable Afghanistan. This is all for now. For more updates, keep watching Nagaland TV.
Nagaland TV, Stop Manulaga Awaz. Watch us live on Jio TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 10 in Global Chapter, and for Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram.